So next we're going to be looking at the Liquify filter. Now the Liquify filter is, I blame it for a lot of the reasons that people have gotten mad at Photoshoppers in the last 10 years. It is responsible, when used wrong, it is responsible for a whole lot of bad images that have come out online. Those really, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's times when people have made models really thin, or there's some really funny examples of celebrities using it wrongly, like to make, I'll call it the bigger booty feature, but it actually changes another part of the image, so it's obvious that there's been a filter used. So yeah, this filter used wrong gives Photoshoppers a lot of a bad rap, basically. But anyway, so I went ahead and turned off this top filter, and we're just gonna, this top layer, and we're gonna work on this layer now. And let's go ahead and go up to filter and then go to Liquify. You see it has that dot dot dot, which means it's gonna open up a whole nother options type of window. So here is the Liquify window, and there's a whole lot of stuff you can do in here. Just for faces, there's a whole menu on what you can do. Now there's not a face here, so we can't play. I'm not going to play with this right now, but I just wanted you guys to be aware what is here. I'm going to go ahead and throw on this show mask option, and then we're going to look at some of these tools right over here. So we have this forward warp tool, excuse me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make my brush really big by using the right bracket key. Okay, so we can kind of see the effect of what each one of these tools does. So this one, actually with the forward warp, we don't really need to go like that. Let's go. What this one does is you can kind of click and push things around. So I'm going to click and drag, and you can see that it is moving these things around, so you can do all kinds of fun stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit undo a couple times. Alright, so that's that one. We have a reconstruct tool, which is kind of like an undo. So if you had a bunch of stuff, you can undo some of what's going on. We have a smooth tool. We have this twirl tool. So if I click, I'm just going to click and hold, and you can see what's starting to happen. It's just kind of swirling things around in a circle. We have the pucker tool, which brings everything in. So again, I'm going to just click and drag, click and hold, and you can see it's just pulling things in. So this is, what's used a lot for making waists thinner and stuff like that. And then we have the bloat tool, which makes things larger. This is what I would call the big booty tool. And so it makes areas larger, the opposite of what the other tool was doing. Now, let's say you wanted to do, I'm going to hit undo a couple times, Command Z. Okay, and let's say that you wanted to not affect a certain part. You can actually add a freeze mask, and it will freeze areas or hold areas to not be affected. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to brush over this area here. And if it's not showing up on yours, it's probably because the show mask isn't turned on. So if you can click it on and off to see what you have. You can also change the mask color. So if this was an image with a lot of red and the mask wasn't working out being red, you can change it to a different color. So now that I have this, let's go ahead and pull up, I don't know, let's do the twirl tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click and hold, and it's moving things around, but it's keeping that area that I masked over still. Okay, so let's turn off that mask. And now you can see that the area I masked over is still there, but it's been moved behind the scenes. So this could be really helpful when you're trying to change parts of things but don't want to change everything. If for some reason the mask went a little bit too far, you can actually erase part of the mask as well. Oops. Let's see. There we go. So let's take this part off. And let's try this tool here. I'm going to click and drag, and so now that is being affected. Alright, so there's obviously so much that you can do with the Liquify filter. It's really fun to play with. But yeah, those are the very basics of the Liquify filter.